having left Hobbiton under the advice of Gandalf. And only just beginning their perilous mission, the four hobbits find themselves on the edge of Farmer Maggot's farm. Blind to the impending dangers, they cannot resist the opportunity to help themselves to some of his renowned crop for their journey ahead. Aware of the strange goings-on of late, Farmer Maggot and his dogs are on high alert, and though expecting strangers, or worse, they are well used to seeing off young hobbit poachers. As the hobbits prepare to fill their sacks with delicious stores for the road ahead, they suddenly hear the barks of Grip, Fang, and Wolf headed their way.
Hello and welcome to Striding Edge Games. I'm Boris.
And I'm Julian.
And we're here at the start of the entire quest of the Ringbearer campaign. That's right, mission number 1, Farmer Maggot's crop. This is very exciting. We've been planning this for...
at least 2 years and actively working on it for 1 maybe.
I think we saw the book, the Quest of the Ringbearer book, and thought
when it
that
came
would
out,
be...
which was quite a long time ago now. But...
And thought that would be really cool to do. And have very slowly been grinding our way through the collecting, the building, that sort of thing. We have done a campaign overview where we explain the collection process and the building and how we're running the campaign, because we've changed it ever so slightly. So you haven't seen that, go back and watch that now. It's quite interesting, hopefully. But we are in the Shire on mission 1. What are we up to?
Well, the perfidious hobbits of Sam, Merry, Frodo and Pippin are raiding Farmer Maggot's farm for supplies and mushrooms, which we all know hobbits love.
They love the mushrooms, and they are evil for the first and only time.
In this scenario, yep.
So a bit of an odd one. So our well-loved characters are the evil side, and then we have Farmer Maggot and his 3 hounds. They are playing the good side of this mission. It's a bit of a mix-up, but you know, it's because they're technically stealing.
Yeah, I mean, it's theft. I mean, it's just not cool, right?
For some reason, when it's in the countryside, it's called scrumping, and that makes it okay.
I feel that's only apples. I mean,
yeah, maybe, who knows? Maybe hobbits would disagree. But yeah, so we're in the Shire. We have a lovely board set up. We've been working on this for a while, as we said, and it's been quite good fun learning sort of how to do different bits and bobs. I particularly liked building the little tiny wood piles. You did the excellent kennel.
Yeah.
A while ago.
Giant chicken coop.
Well, you know,
whatever it is.
Farmer Maggot, he gives a good amount of room for his dogs. He cares for his dogs. So we are here at the first mission. The objective for the mission is quite simple. The hobbits, or I say the evil hobbits, have to gain 5 plunder tokens and bring them back to their stash markers. So as you can see on the board, the 4 hobbits deploy within 3 inches of the stash marker. There is an objective field in the center of the board. There is a kennel with the dogs which the dogs start touching, and there is Farmer Maggot's house, and he isn't on the board yet. He's yet to come. It's quite an interesting mission in terms of restrictions. So it's almost like a booster seat mission.
Yep.
First little tutorial mission to lead you into the campaign and the game system. So there's quite a few restrictions. But actually makes it quite simple. So in terms of restrictions, we have quite a few special rules, which we'll just amalgamate. First ones are...
I mean, the main rule that changes it is definitely not life or death, which means that our 4 intrepid hobbits, they each have 3 wounds, which is an improvement over normal.
Yep.
And when they lose all of their wounds, they're removed from the table because they run away in terror from Farmer Maggot and his dogs.
They're driven off with bitten ankles.
Yeah. Conversely, the hobbits themselves aren't actually allowed to make any kind of special strikes, so they can't do stabs or feints.
No stabbing or feints here.
And they can't directly attack Farmer Maggot himself.
Yeah, it's a bit like Tom Bombadil. They can be in combat, but if they win,
they can be in a fight with him, but they won't do anything. They also don't have any might, will, or fate. They can't spend that. Farmer Maggot, though, does still have his might and his will and fate, but those won't come into play.
Well, we'll see, yeah.
But so the only thing the hobbits can attack is the dogs. If they hit the dogs and they wound the dogs don't die. It's just removed from where it is, and they get put back in base contact with the kennel, from which Farmer Maggot can actually release them again.
They run back to their master. whimpering.
Yeah, and from the time that the first dog suffers a wound, every turn you roll a dice, and on a 3-up, Farmer Maggot will come storming out of his house to find out what's happening.
Get away from my crops, that sort of thing. Yeah, so he doesn't actually start play on the board. So it's the 4 hobbits versus the 3 dogs to start with, and then it evens out into a 4v4, as it were.
Yeah.
The dogs, however, are infinite, as it were, almost. So it's an interesting kind of push and pull. We'll see. Other than that, there are 5, as I said, 5 plunder tokens that the hobbits need to obtain. You get those if at the end of the turn you finish in the objective field unengaged, and at the start, you then gain a plunder token, and you have to bring it back to the stash token. So you're sort of running up and down between the stash token and the plunder field.
And it's probably over twice the hobbits' movement between the field and the plunder token.
I think so.
It's quite a jog for them.
Yeah, it's also a light object, and if they charge or charge, they drop it immediately. So the dogs are going to be charging or any hobbit carrying plunder and making them drop it, and then the hobbits have to fight them off, and then it's going to be tough, I think. That's basically it. There's not too much to go over. It's a lovely thematic start to the mission, the campaign rather. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We have the board set up, the evil hobbits. I keep saying the hobbits, but they're all hobbits apart from the dogs. Evil hobbits and the good side are set up. Good will actually get first turn, as it's a narrative.
As is traditional, yes.
Mission. So the dogs will get to move first, but I don't think, judging by eye, I don't think they'll make it into contact first turn. So first turn will be quite quick. Predictions?
I think this is an extremely hard scenario for the evil guys to win. I mean, just the distance from the plunder token to the field should be slightly about 7 inches.
Yeah.
Which is basically 2 turns of movement, and if those dogs get in there, they move twice the speed of a hobbit.
Yeah.
And if the hobbits get engaged in combat, then they drop their token. So someone else has either got to pick it up or they've got to win.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard. But
Their stubby little legs working overtime, but we'll see. And as we said in the overview video, so we haven't decided who is going to be playing good and evil for this first section. This will be to play good and evil up until the first rest point, and then we're going to swap. So it's going to be a simple roll off. We haven't got a dice cam, annoyingly, but it will be whoever rolls highest gets to play good. So we'll be playing Farmer Maggot. Shall I start?
Yeah, you go.
A 5. It's going to be hard to beat. A 6. Okay, you get to beat it on a 6.
That's perfect.
So I will be the evil scrumping hobbits, and you will be the good farmer defending his land. On to turn 1.
Yeah, let's get to chasing off some hobbits. First turn, good movement. The dogs are about to charge. Straight in. We're going to get this over quick. Let's go. And that's where the dogs end up. They're in position to stop the hobbits.
And that's where the hobbits end up. It was a bit of a decision. Should we throw stones at the dogs? But I don't want Farmer Maggot turning up immediately if possible. So that's where it's going to be. We'll now roll for priority for turn 2. Here we go. 2 and a 6. Okay, so it is evil. Good rather. Turn 2.
Turn 2 movement. The dogs have charged straight in, going for the hobbits and getting to the field and forcing some early confrontation. We're going to roll off for the combat, and I think we're going to have to start with Sam. Start of the fight phase. We've got 3 dogs versus 4 hobbits. There's going to be a couple of 2-on-1s, but we'll start off with a 1-on-1, which is going to be one of the dogs versus Sam.
Yeah, okay. Evil, shall I set the bar? See what Sam does. Oh, a mighty 6. 5. It's a good roll, but no. So the dog backs away. Strength 2 for the hobbit against defense 3 for the dog. So 5's to wound. Oh, another 6. So Sam slays the dog. That is good, but also bad because now Farmer Maggot might turn up.
Next up, we have the choice between a 2-on-1 with Frodo and Pippin, or a 2-on-1 with Merry and Pippin. And then the other dog is going to attack one of the hobbits. I think we'll do the 2-on-1 against Frodo and Pippin.
Okay, sure. So there's no point rolling separately for this. So 2 hobbit attacks, a 5 high, and a dog a 5. So it is a roll off. It's your priority. Do you want to roll off?
Yeah, I'll roll this off.
4 up, good.
Yeah, 4 up to the good.
It does, yes. Okay.
Ooh. So in this scenario, it doesn't really make any difference if Frodo goes down or not, so I will just strike at Pippin, because no one likes Pippin. But fail on that one. Finally, we have Merry versus one last dog.
Okay, let's see what he rolls. 5.
Evil's on a 5 again. Evil's been rolling high so far. And it's a 3, so Merry wins.
And it's a 5 to wound the dog. No, so this one's just driven back.
At the end of turn 2, that's largely speaking a good result for good. That single dog going down means we've got a chance for Farmer Maggot to keep coming on now. And we've still got 2 dogs in play, and they're kind of stopping the hobbits from getting to the field. We'll go straight on to turn 3, and it's a roll for priority. I'll lead off. Oh, I got the 1.
Oh, a 2. Okay, so evil priority. Start of turn 3 for the evil side. We've had priority, so managed to move Sam into the field. He's run ahead to try and grab some crops. We've got one more dog by the kennel that's going to come and attack us soon, I'm sure. But for now, I was hoping Frodo will be able to get round and tag both those dogs to free up Merry and Pippin to go and get more tokens. So we're going to do a courage check for Frodo because the dogs cause terror in this scenario. Courage 6. Yeah, passes it easily. Having passed that courage check, we're going to try and double down and see if we can clear the field of dogs for now. We're going to go in with Pippin. He's going to try a charge into both dogs to aid Frodo. So courage 4, yeah, passes it on a 7 handily. And then we're going to triple down with Merry as well. He's also going to see if he can charge in and tag both of those dogs. Courage 4, yes, passes it on a 7 just. And this is the situation at the end of the move phase. So we have Sam in the field. Frodo, Merry and Pippin are fighting 2 dogs and one of them is trapped, which is excellent news. On to the fights.
Just before the combat, we still actually have some good movement, which is the roll to see if Farmer Maggot comes on. We're looking for a 3-up for him, and let's go.
Oh.
As is traditional, we have rolled the 1.
There we go.
Which means that Farmer Maggot is not coming on this turn, which is giving the hobbits, I think this is the play, a little bit more time.
Straight on to the fights, and we have a 2-on-1 and a 1-on-1. So we're going to see if we can resolve the trapped model first. And we have, as evil priority, I've chosen to have Frodo and Pippin strike the trapped dog. So do you want to set the bar with the dog, see what he gets?
All right, so poor Grip, Fang and or Wolf. Let's go.
A 1. Oh no,
1.
double 1 coming up? No, we get a 5. So the evil side do win. So that is 4 strikes against the poor dog, needing a single 5.
Oh.
Double 6 and a 5. I think Sauron is pushing on these hobbits here. After that fantastic result, we're on to the 1-on-1. So Merry versus a single dog. We'll set the bar with Merry. Oh, a 2 this time. And a 6. So he is pushed back.
The dog gets to make a strike, and we're looking for 4s here, so
not
sadly
quite.
misses out.
And that is the end of turn 3. Almost a perfect turn for the evil plundering hobbits. Sam picks up a stash token, which is fantastic. We've got a little sack token there. And killing that, or driving off that extra dog was great. A third one would have been perfect because it would have left us completely unfettered in our run to take everything back to the stash token. However, 1 dog's not too bad, so we'll see. Straight on to priority for turn 4. Ooh, and evil again, that is fantastic. So we'll go into movement for turn 4. Start of turn 4, and Sam has made a run for it. He's carrying his sack of mushrooms or leeks or something. Pippin has run into the field, so at the end of this turn, if he isn't attacked, he should gain another stash token. Merry could try and run into the field, but he'd have to hop that fence. So Frodo is going to see, with the best courage in the group, if he can move around and tank that last remaining dog in combat. So courage check, he has courage 6. Oh, and that is a fail. Wow, okay, so Frodo fails his courage. I think we're going to have to just charge in with Merry as well then to see if we can tie up that dog to stop him attacking us. So courage 4 for Merry. Okay, yeah, he gets it just. So Merry moves into combat. And Merry ends combat just there, but it is a 1-on-1. Really unfortunate there.
With all the dogs being brutally bullied by hobbits, we're rolling still to see if Farmer Maggot can come in and turn this around. Looking for that 3-up. We do get it this turn. So on a 4, he's placed touching his house. And there he is, he comes out. He is able to move normally this turn, but may not charge. With his 4-inch movement, he can't quite get within range of the doghouse. So that's going to be next turn when the dogs are unleashed.
A little irregular, but we're going to use the shooting phase. As the hobbits are evil, technically they are allowed to fire into combat. So Frodo, having failed his courage check miserably, is going to throw stones into the combat between Merry and one of the dogs. So he hits on a 3-up and misses completely. Straight into combat, there is a single combat. It's a 1-on-1, Merry versus a dog. We'll set the bar with Merry. Ooh, a 5 high, it's good. 1 for the dog, okay.
These dogs just can't catch a break, eh?
Backing away, we need a 5 to wound the dog. No, not quite. And that is the end of turn 4. Not too bad. We have 1 more stash marker on the board. So Pippin has picked up a nice sack of mushrooms, perhaps. However, we have Farmer Maggot on the board, and he is going to release both those hounds next turn. So we're going to be ending up outnumbered again, perhaps. Straight on to priority for turn 5. Evil rolls a 3.
Good gets a 6.
Okay, straight on to good priority.
For good movement, Farmer Maggot has moved in. He's released the 2 hounds from the kennel, and they're charging out to try and stop the thieves from stealing the vegetables. The remaining dog that was already there has gone into Pippin. It's going to stop him, make him drop the stash marker he's already carrying, and be a little bit of an obstacle for Frodo and Merry. I mean, they may choose to just gang up on him and take him down, but either way, it's a good result for good now.
For the evil moves, Sam has continued his run to the stash token, bringing his plunder token with him. So we have 1, hopefully next turn we'll be able to score. Pippin has been charged by the dog, so he's dropped his, really unfortunately. Merry is within range of these 2 dogs, and he's going to see if he can be a brave little hobbit and charge both of them, tie them up and leave Frodo free. So courage 4. Oh no, that is an 8. That's really unfortunate. So he stands still. So I think all we have left to do is Frodo's going to try and charge that dog to help Pippin out and see what we can do. So courage 6. Okay, yeah, an 11. Yeah, makes it in fine. And that's where Frodo ends up, wrapping around just to help Pippin out. Shooting phase, as Merry failed his check, he stood still. He's going to try and throw a stone at the lighter of the 2 dogs there, hitting on a 3. He hits, and it is 5s to wound. No, not quite. Straight into the combat phase, we have Frodo and Pippin versus a single dog. We'll set the bar with the 2 evil hobbits. A 3 high, that's not great. Oh, a 3, okay, so it's a roll-off.
That's a roll-off, so it was good priority.
Good priority.
So 4, 5, 6, it is good.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
It goes to evil.
this time evil. The dog is pushed back, and we need a 5 to wound him. No, double 2. Okay, so that dog stays there. That's really unfortunate.
End of the turn. This is a turn of mixed results for good, but we look like we've got a good chance. Sam is getting away with a stash marker. He's going to score that next turn. But we have 3 dogs on the board and Farmer Maggot, and we're trapping trapping Pippin and Frodo inside the field with their stash markers. They're going to struggle to get out, and we're rolling off for priority. Let's go.
Okay.
A 2 for good.
2 for good, 5 for evil. That's possibly what we needed. So it is on to evil priority moves. Start of the turn, and Sam has moved 3, dropped off a plunder token, and has moved an inch back towards to help his friends out. So that is 1 in the bag, 4 more to go. It's looking pretty tough. It's difficult to decide what to do now. If Frodo and Pippin stay still for the rest of the turn, they gain 2 more stash markers, but it's more getting them out of the field is going to be the difficult part. So I think what we're going to try and do is Merry is going to do the same thing, try and charge both those dogs and tie them up. So we need a 6 on 2 dice or an 8. He loves it. And that's where Merry ends up fighting 2 dogs on his own. Brave little Merry. Next, we're going to try and roll a courage check with Frodo to charge this one dog over here to leave Pippin free to escape with a stash marker. So we need a 4 on 2 dice. Yeah, that is an 8, so Frodo makes it into combat. And that's where Frodo ends up in combat with the dog. And finally, Pippin is going to try and clamber over this fence. It's his height, so he needs to roll a climb check. Anything but a 1 would be great. That is a 4, so he does end up on the other side of that fence and stays there.
For the good movement, there's not much to do. Farmer Maggot has moved, so he's still within 4 of the kennel, should he need to release the dogs again. But may get a chance to throw a stone. Don't know, but we'll see what happens. Now we're on to the combats.
Straight on to combat, we have Merry versus his 2 dogs. Brave little Merry. We'll set the bar with him first. Oh, 1, that's not good. Oh, 6 for the dogs. Okay.
Take it, Merry. All right, the 2 dogs are going to strike at the Hobbit. That's the source of all their woes. We're looking for 4s here. We get a wound.
Okay, so Merry takes a wound. He's down to 2. And the second combat, we have Frodo versus 1 indomitable dog right in the middle who's been difficult to shift. Frodo rolls a 5. The dog rolls a 4. So the Hobbit wins. And 5s to wound the dog. No, not on a 1. Sticks around again. Straight on to the priority roll for the next turn. Another important one because the dogs could get round and tie up the Hobbits if they win. So we'll start with good.
Who gets the 3?
Okay, and evil.
For evil.
We get a 5. Fantastic. Okay, start of the turn. Pippin has started his run to the stash marker with his plunder token. So he's run from the field and is heading towards the stash token. Sam has run up to go and help his friends now that he's dropped off his plunder token. And we're going to try and just do the same again. So Merry is going to try and tie up these 2 dogs. If he can do it again, that's a whole nother turn where we're only facing 1 dog effectively. So courage check on courage 4 for Merry. Yeah, passes it comfortably with a 7, so he moves in. And Frodo is going to charge the lone dog and see if he can continue denying that dog movement. So on a courage 6, yeah, another 7, so makes it into combat.
For the good movement, the dogs can't move, and Farmer Maggot's going to stay where he is, though it's... Farmer Maggot maybe would be good to get involved, but then he'd have to run back to release any dogs that get sent back to the kennel. So he's going to stay where he is for now, and we're going to go straight into the combats.
Okay, straight into the combat phase. We have again Brave Merry versus 2 dogs. He'll set the bar at a 1, oh no, and the dogs win on a 5. Okay, so he gets pushed back. He's already lost a wound, so this might be a second.
The dog is looking for 4s here. Let's see if we can get 2. No.
Frodo continues his duel against this 1 dog.
Vicious.
Yeah, 1-on-1. Frodo rolls a 5. The dog rolls a 5.
So roll off.
Roll off. Evil priority. So we want a 1 to 3 here. No, it goes to good this time. So Frodo gets pushed back. So handily, we are pushed back into the field, but won't get a plunder token, and it's 4s for the dogs to wound. Oh, just
Almost.
Escaped by the skin of our teeth. And that's the turn. Straight into priority for the next turn. 5 for evil, 1 for good. We've been doing well on these priority rolls. Start of the next turn, and Pippin, the speedy little hobbit that he is, was just within range of the stash marker. So that is 2 plunder tokens in the stash, which is fantastic. We're almost halfway. So the plan is pretty much the same, apart from Sam is going to try and charge the dog that Frodo's been dueling, tie him up and leave Frodo free to collect the 3rd plunder token, and Merry's going to do the same and see how long he can hold out for. So courage 6 on Sam. Yep, that is a pass just on a 4, so Sam makes it into combat. Merry is going to charge both those dogs again on courage 4, passes it on a 9, fantastic. And this is how we're looking at the end of the turn, both locked up in combat again, which is fantastic.
For the good side, Farmer Maggot's not going to move, but he is within range to lob a rock at Frodo's head. So he's going to make a strike with a thrown stone. He hits on a 3, so let's see what we get. Oh, he hits on a 6. Farmer Maggot's throwing the stone for a fence, so there's going to be an in the way. We're looking for a 5-up. He passes is in the way, and now we're looking for 5s to wound Frodo. We roll a 1 after all of that.
Straight into combat, and we have Sam versus a single dog. 1 dice aside. Sam rolls a 2. Oh.
The dog rolls a 4.
Okay. Sam gets pushed back, and it is 4s to wound him. Oh no, poor
That's a wound on
Sam.
Sam.
And last up, we have Heroic Mary versus two dogs again. Let's see what he gets. A 4, not too bad. Oh no, can't be a 5. Oh no.
All right, the two dogs are looking for 4s against Mary. Oh, get 1. Mary's down to 1 wound.
It's a disaster. And that is the end of the turn. Not too great, lost both combats and 2 wounds on the Hobbits. Mary is down to 1 now, but he has held up those 2 dogs for multiple turns, which is great. Frodo also collected a 3rd plunder token, so a nice juicy bag of carrots, and he's hopefully going to move with it next turn. And we are straight into priority for the next turn. So evil rolls, a mighty 6 and a 5. Wow, the evil luck continues. And with our moves, Merry has run back into the middle of the board. He can't do anything this turn, but he'll be able to help out next turn. Frodo has started running from the field, escaping with his bag of carrots. It's going to take him a few more turns to get to the stash token, but at least he's out of the way for now. Sam is going to charge this lone dog again, see if we can tie him up to secure Frodo. So we need a courage check on courage 6. Yeah, rolls a 6, so that's fine. He gets in, and we'll go straight over to Merry. I think he's just going to have to sacrifice himself for the greater good and charge those 2 dogs again on courage 4. Yes, his courage holds, so he charges in. There was no movement or shooting from Farmer Maggot this turn.
We're straight onto the fight with Sam versus the dog.
Yeah, okay, 1 dice aside again. Sam rolls a 5, good start. 2, okay, so the dog gets pushed back. And we need 5s to wound. No, saw the 6 for a second, but no wound. And then lastly, we have Brave Merry against 2 dogs again. Can he hold out for another turn? 1 wound remaining. He rolls a 4. Could it be enough? Not with a 6 from the dogs.
Right. And the dogs are looking for a single 4, and Mary is dead. Well, not dead.
Driven off.
Run away, but let's go.
No!
Yeah, double.
Oh, Brave Merry. His luck couldn't hold out for much longer, and he is driven off with bitten ankles. Okay, we are on to priority. Evil are down to 3 models now, so it's now an unfair fight, but we'll see what we can do. Evil roll. A 2, oh no, and 4. It finally flips to good.
Finally. For the good movement, we're taking a risk here and putting 2 dogs onto Sam. He's already taken a wound, so unless Pippin chooses to intervene, that could knock him out. But we've got the tasty prospect of Frodo's got that stash marker and he needs to get away with it, so we also need to get a dog off the board there. Farmer Maggot, he's still standing where he's ready to reactivate any dogs that get sent back to the kennel. So it's up to Evil to choose what to do with Pippin, but he will have to pass a terror check first.
Bit of a tough choice, but I think we're going to put Pippin into the combat with Frodo to help him out. Sam, I'm going to gamble that he stays alive this turn, and if Frodo and Pippin can win that fight against that 1 dog, one of them is free to grab the stash marker next turn, or the plunder token rather, and run for the stash. So that's what we're going to try and do. So Pippin needs to make a courage check on courage 4. Oh, fails on a 4. That's really unfortunate. Having failed that courage check, Pippin is standing still, so we may as well throw a stone into combat, as they are technically evil this turn. He's going to fire into Sam's combat and try and hit a dog. So 3 up to hit. It's a hit. 4 to 6, it hits a dog. Yes, hits a dog, that's fantastic. And then 5 up to wound a dog. No, unfortunate.
For combats, we're going to start with Frodo versus a dog.
1-on-1, let's see what Frodo gets. Oh, 3.
3. The dog does a 1 though.
Oh. Pushes the dog back, needs a 5 to wound. Oh, so close on a 4, not quite.
Then we've got 2 dogs into Sam.
Samwise the Brave. I'll set the bar, see what he gets. 4. No, okay.
5.
Dog gets a 5. Sam backs away onto the field. He does only have 2 wounds left, so again, double 4 here means Sam is out of the game.
Let's go, dogs. Oh, 1 more wound, but didn't take him out.
So Sam is down to 1 wound remaining. And that is the end of the turn. It's a bit of a wash for the evil side. I mean, we won against the dog with Frodo, but didn't wound. We're really struggling to wound these dogs. And Sam took a wound. He's down to 1. He is on the field, which is, I guess, a small benefit, but hey-ho. So straight on to priority roll.
All right, good will lead off. We've got the 6.
Okay, and evil?
So evil's roll is not a 6.
Ah, unfortunate. Good priority.
All right, for good movement, we're putting a choice onto the evil side. All 3 dogs have gone onto the critically wounded or critically scared Sam. It's forcing Frodo to choose whether he should leave his sack of produce and help his friend or whether he should hightail it back to the marker. Pippin probably is going to charge one of the dogs, but that still would leave Sam trapped and in a 2-on-1, so we'll see how we do. Evil's turn now.
All right, that was some good play by the dogs. They're smarter than they look. We're going to try and relieve Sam's desperate situation with Pippin. He's going to try and charge that dog closest to him. So it is on a courage of 4. Yes, Pippin rolls a 9. He gets in. And thanks to Pippin making the charge, we are going to make the decision to drop the produce sack with Frodo and charge in. If we can turn that into 3 1-on-1s, then Sam might survive for a turn longer and he might even be able to kill some dogs. Who knows? Courage 6 on Frodo. Yeah, rolls a 9, so he makes it in comfortably.
We've gone from a 3-on-1 against Sam to 3 1-on-1s with the 3 remaining hobbits and all 3 dogs.
There we go.
Sam's still trapped though, so we're going to lead off with that combat because if he loses, there's a good chance he's going to go down.
Yeah,
so,
1 wound remaining on Sam.
Good dog's going to roll first. We get a 3.
Okay, can he beat it? Come on, Sam.
4 to 3.
Oh, okay, it's a dice off.
So it's a roll off.
We want a 1 to 3 evil.
Come on, good.
Oh
Yes.
no!
It goes to good. So we get 2 strikes and Sam is trapped. And we're looking for 4s here. Come on.
Single 4. No!
Oh, yes!
Sam goes down to 2 dog bites on the butt. That is 2 hobbits down. That is disastrous news.
All right, riding high now, we'll go straight on to Frodo and then Pippin.
Okay.
So the dog versus Frodo. We get a 3 again.
3 again, and Frodo gets a 6. So Frodo wins.
Clean.
Doesn't like to see his friend get beaten up. Can Frodo finally drive a dog off? No, not on a 1. No. Fantastic. And then Pippin versus a dog rolls a 2. Dog rolls a 1.
Ooh.
Wins on a mighty 2. Pack of dogs in the middle of the field. Pippin also winning on a 5. No, these hobbits are really struggling to wound dogs.
That was a great turn for the good side. Though we lost the 2 combats against Frodo and Pippin, taking out Sam is a big swing, which I think makes it extremely hard for evil to declare victory in this one. We're straight on to priority now.
Okay, evil rolls a mighty 1. Oh no.
Oh, this could be it.
No,
Yeah.
There we go. 5 for good and on to good priority.
Good movement. We're making another tricky choice for the evil side here. All 3 dogs are ganging up on Frodo in the hope that Pippin might fail his courage check. So let's see if that happens.
Yeah, we'll just go straight into evil moves. So the only thing to do is Pippin, courage 4. No, he rolls an 8, so he's all good. So he charges in to help Frodo out. So Pippin moves in to help Frodo, tags one of the dogs off him, so it's only a 2-on-1, and moves into contact with the stash marker. So if he does manage to win the fight, he might be able to pick it up at the beginning of next turn. However, Frodo is still trapped against those 3 dogs, so he might not be long left for this world.
On to the combat phases. Frodo is still trapped despite Pippin's intervention, so we're going to start off with him. He's fighting 2 dogs.
Okay, let's see what he can do. We'll set the bar. Oh no, Frodo.
Not very high on a 2. And, oops, we've got 1.
1 out of the tray, but you rolled a 3
We
anyway.
rolled a 3 anyway, so let's just, for good measure. A 5.
Wins even more.
Okay. So Frodo's trapped, so we get 4 dice against him. We could take him down in 1 swoop.
He has 3 wounds remaining, so you just need 3 4-ups.
This would be good. All right, let's go.
Ooh, okay. Only 1 wound.
1
dealt.
wound on Frodo. Next up is Gripfang or Wolf versus Pippin.
Yep, 1-on-1. Let's see what brave Pippin can do. 4.
Oh, it's a 4. That's a 2 for the dog.
Okay, good enough. And 5 to wound. No, Pippin still can't wound. And that is the end of the turn. Not too bad. Survived by the skin of our teeth. Frodo took a wound, but we are looking really worryingly surrounded. So straight on to priority for the next turn. Evil gets a 3. Come on. Oh no, it's a 6 for good. So good priority again.
Good side movement. We're resigned to not being able to trap Frodo again, but we're still going for 2 dogs versus him and 1 versus Pippin. And Farmer Maggot is taking the decision to stride out and discover what exactly is going on in his fields. And we're straight into combat. We're going to start this time with Pippin versus 1 dog.
Okay.
The dog's going to attack first. Got that 6.
Mighty 6. See if Pippin can match it. Not on a 3, no. So Pippin gets pushed back.
We're looking for 4s here, so no wound there. And we'll go on to Frodo.
Okay, Frodo against 2 dogs. See what he gets. A 6. Frodo likes
got
it.
the 6. Let's go 2 dogs.
Ooh.
No 6 here, so Frodo wins that one.
Frodo is going to strike the lighter coloured of the 2 dogs. See if he can drive them back to the kennel on a 5. No. 4 again. And this is the board at the end of that turn. Both Frodo and Pippin are looking somewhat surrounded. Farmer Maggot is making his way towards the Hobbits. See what's going on. Straight on to priority. Evil rolls. Oh, a 2 and 5 for good. So that is another good priority.
The good side movement. The 3 dogs have returned to trying to trap Frodo, and Farmer Maggot is actually getting dangerously close now. It's up to Pippin to see whether he can pass his terror check and get in and help out his friend.
Yep, same again. Courage 4. Yeah, passes it on a 9. He's going to get in and help out.
Okay, close combat between 2 dogs and Frodo to start with. Frodo has only got 2 wounds, so...
Yep, see if he can desperately stay alive. He gets his 1 dice, 5 high, not bad.
Ooh, Frodo wins that one.
Frodo will make a strike against the lighter coloured dog again. Oh, 4 again.
So close.
No, doesn't wound it.
Now it's the one-on-one between Pippin and the other dog.
Yep, Pippin gets a 6.
Ooh, Pippin wins.
Okay, 2 combats, 1 for the Hobbits. And a 5 to wound from Pippin. No, 4 again. Oh, these Hobbits are struggling with the dogs. And straight into priority, again, a huge one. If the Hobbits can get it, we get, Evil get a 4, good, oh, out the tray.
Good gets out the tray, and a 1. Whoa.
Finally, a Evil priority. Evil side movement, and the 2 Hobbits, bit of a tough call. I could have charged Frodo into these 2 dogs, probably can't pass the courage check, but Farmer Maggot, who is a bit of a beast in combat, 2 attacks, strength 3 with a pick, 2-handed pick, would have been able to get into combat. So what we've done is just back up both Hobbits. We've carried this plunder token behind us, so it's a little bit closer to the stash marker, which is fantastic. The dogs will be able to charge us, but because the 2 Hobbits are side by side, hopefully we won't have a trap because we'll be able to move out of the way. So on to good movement.
All right, the good side. The 3 dogs have elected to take on Frodo as he is still weakened, leaving Pippin unmolested. Farmer Maggot's got close, but he's still not quite close enough to start laying about him with his scythe. So we're straight on to combat. 3 dogs versus Frodo.
There's only 1 combat, and it is Frodo desperately fighting for his life. He has 2 wounds again. We'll see what he can get. A 5 again, quite good.
5
3
high.
dogs. Ooh,
Frodo wins.
He actually wins versus 3 dogs. Looking for 5s, this would be huge if Frodo could send 1 back to the kennel, as Farmer Maggot's now out of position. Yes, we've killed 1 dog, or sent it running. So
which one are you taking out?
Let's remove the lighter coloured one that we were striking before. And that is the end of the combat. Huge moves with Frodo having driven off a dog to run all the way back to the kennel. That's amazing because Farmer Maggot has left position, so he's either going to have to do a long walk back to free the dog, or we're just going to be fighting less dogs, which is great news for us. But we're still outnumbered 3-2, and Farmer Maggot will be getting into combat next turn, who is a bit of a beat stick. Straight on to priority. Evil gets a 2, good, a 4. Yeah, straight back to good priority.
All right, for the good movement, Farmer Maggot and 1 of his dogs has trapped Frodo because the second dog that is up at this end has engaged Pippin. It means Pippin's dropped his stash marker, and we're going to go straight into combat, beginning with Farmer Maggot and the dog versus a trapped Frodo. Farmer Maggot and a dog versus a wounded Frodo.
Yeah, Frodo's 1 attack. Let's see what he can get. Ooh, a 4. It might be good enough, but maybe not.
All right, so the dog's got 1 attack. He gets a 2. And then Farmer Maggot's got 2 attacks, but with his 2-hander, he's on a -1. Ooh, which means Frodo wins this one.
Amazing. So Frodo can't actually make strikes against Farmer Maggot as per the mission rules, so he's just going to see if he can drive off a dog. Wow, and another dog goes back to the kennel. After that sterling success, we then have Pippin versus a single dog. Rolls a 3. No, the dog wins
gets
it.
a 6. Okay, and the dog is looking for 4s here. No,
out the tray. Yeah, gets it on a 6.
Does
So
a win on
Pippin goes
Pippin.
down to 2 wounds.
And we're straight onto the priority roll.
Yep, Evil gets a 4.
Good gets a 3.
Okay. Start of the evil turn, Frodo has grabbed the plunder token and run, turning his back to Farmer Maggot, so he is out of charge range, and Pippin is going to bravely try and tie up one of these, the remaining dog, so Frodo can get away safely. So Pippin, courage 4, passes on a 9, so he charges the dog.
So Farmer Maggot, in his movement phase, is charged into Pippin. He's trying to protect his last dog that's out this end. Straight on to combat.
We have Pippin versus a dog and the farmer, so Pippin rolls, a 2.
And the dog gets a 3, so we've won already.
Farmer Maggot rolls a 6, down to a 5, but doesn't matter. So Pippin isn't trapped, but he has 3 attacks coming back at him.
Okay, starting with the dog that's wounding on 4s here. Nothing there. And then Farmer Maggot, because his two-handed pick is actually wounding on 3s.
Ooh, that is enough.
Which does Pippin in.
That is Pippin's last 2 wounds, and Pippin falls to a thwack from the scythe. And that is the end of the turn. Poor Pippin falls and joins Sam and Merry running away from Farmer Maggot's farm. And the last one left is the Ringbearer, carrying a stash token, desperately trying to get back to the marker. It's unlikely he's able to get 2 more on his own, as we have Farmer Maggot bearing down on him and 1 more dog, but we'll see what happens. Straight into priority for next turn. Evil, 2, good, 3. Okay, so it goes back to good for priority. Into the combat phase, there wasn't much to roll up. Farmer Maggot and the dog both just leapt on poor Frodo. He has 2 wounds remaining and we have a combat. He's within spitting distance of the stash marker. Let's see what we can do. Frodo rolls a 2. Oh no, the dog rolls
got
a 3.
And yeah, Maggot's down to a 3 as well.
Okay, so Frodo's not trapped, but he does receive 3 attacks back, so the dog wounds him on a 4.
So the dog is looking for a 4 here. He doesn't get that. Farmer Maggot, however, gets 2 3s, and that is Frodo out of the game.
Wow, and that is the end of the game.
And that is the end of the game, with the evil side being chased off of Farmer Maggot's land. Farmer Maggot and his hounds baying at the heels of the 4 hobbits as they flee in terror into the woods.
And there we have it. So the 4 little hobbits, I wouldn't say brave, were cheeky hobbits were driven off from Farmer Maggot's crop, and that is a good victory, the first victory in our entire campaign. How do you feel it went?
I mean, I think I said at the start, I feel it's a difficult scenario for Evil to win this one.
I think so. Even, I don't know, it's difficult. Like, even with 4 to 3, you outnumber the dog to start with. Farmer Maggot turns up, but obviously you did, I think, the correct thing of holding him back at the kennel to sort of release more dogs. But I think I just completely failed to wound any of them or drive them off. No, I don't think I got a single. I got 2 straight at the start. The first couple of turns.
The only dog kills was the 2 at the start.
I think 2 straight at the start. Got sent back to the kennel, or 1 first turn, or second and third, something like that. And then there was only 1, and there was a point where there was only 1 dog and 4 hobbits, and I made quite good progress. And if I'd managed to keep that balance, I think I would have been able to get 4 stash markers out quite quickly. And that's when I think the hobbits have a real good chance to win this. I think you need to use your numerical superiority to trap, beat the dogs in combats, wound on that 5, run out the stash markers quickly, and then win the war of attrition almost.
I mean, I think actually for me, losing those first 2 dogs was quite unexpected, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to roll a 5, but then the placement of the dog still meant that it stops you from just grabbing 4 markers and running.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be way too easy otherwise. And actually, it's the digging up or creating the markers is actually the difficult part. Once they're on the board, it's not too hard because you can just move into them and carry them off with you. But creating them, as it were, is actually the difficult part because you've got to stand there and do nothing for the shooting and the combat phase, which is quite difficult when the dogs have double your move value.
Yeah.
Quite risky moving out Farmer Maggot at the end. We were sort of...
I feel it had to happen. I mean, once you're down to 2 models, because that was when he came out.
Yes.
I think it's worth it at that point because he is such a relative game changer compared to the dogs.
Yeah. 2 attacks, wounding on 3s.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And they can't strike him back.
So. Yeah, I mean, they can't strike him back. I mean, it was possible it could have gone to no dogs and Farmer Maggot versus 2 hobbits, which...
I'd still rate him against them, to be honest.
Probably, but I feel like you'd have more of a chance then because one of them would just keep trying to like charge in.
One of them would charge him, tag him up, and the other one would start ferrying plunder tokens back. So you could play it differently. I don't know if I could have played it differently, but I think, to be honest, you either want to not wound any dogs so Farmer Maggot doesn't turn up and you just keep beating them and knocking them back, or you want to wound all 3 and then gamble that he doesn't come out for a while and spend your turns completely unfettered running back and forward and grabbing plunder tokens. But
yeah, I mean, it's just a shame that you weren't able to capitalise on the fact that he didn't come in on that first turn.
Yeah, that was great. That would have been...
could have.
That was excellent. Gave us an extra turn. But hey, I thought that was quite a fun, balanced scenario, actually. That was... I could play that multiple times.
I think it's a neat little scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, as we've laid out the full board as is prescribed in the rule book. Don't understand why you need a 4x4, but
for the
sure,
terrain.
It looks nice.
The most of the game happens in that sort of middle foot cylinder, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's maybe slightly larger than a 2 foot.
Yeah, 2x2 would be a bit too small, so who knows. Well, there we are. So that is the first one done. It doesn't matter in terms of campaign progression for this one because obviously the wounds just reset because it's a specialist thing. The hobbits just have little nips on their ankles. They're not actually wounded, and their pride is bruised maybe. But so there's no need for bravest companion or recovery rolls or fool of a took. But if you had to pick from your side a bravest companion.
I mean, I feel like it was just the dogs in general because obviously they are the bravest companions.
Well, obviously, but I meant more from the 4
Hobbits' best friends.
The 4 Ringbearer.
I mean, definitely on the Ringbearers. I think Merry did his job well, right?
Little Merry. I think he was just that passing the courage checks to charge.
Just holding
2 dogs.
Up. I mean, he's brave.
He gave them the chance to get. I think we dug up our 3rd plunder token. Managed to start making good progress. So I would agree. I think Merry
could have been. It was great
from Bravest Companion. Fool of a Took. Do you think anyone was particularly a fool?
No, I think. I mean, the hobbits were doing what they were meant to be doing. Did any fail a courage check to charge?
Frodo got a snake eyes to charge.
Frodo did,
a dog, which was pretty brutal. So, although he made up for it later on, he did do well. So I think all of them had varied amounts.
Yeah, he did kill a dog as well.
So who knows? I think not necessarily any particular bravest fool of a took, but definitely Merry for bravest companion, which is great. However, there is no recovery rolls or anything like that, but there is a campaign benefit. So we are on to shortcuts make long delays. Next mission, and we have actual enemies. It's no longer training gloves.
Evil ring wraiths.
Gloves are off. Full rule set. Evil ring wraiths. And as you will be playing good, so you will be taking control of the 4 hobbits, and I will be taking control of the Nazgul. So what is the campaign benefit that we'll be enjoying next game?
So Gildor Inglorian, the elven model that's in this one scenario, he starts within 3 inches of the centre of the eastern board edge.
So he just comes on a bit closer.
Yeah, so I mean, it just adds an extra 3 inches to his.
He moves really
movement.
fast, doesn't he?
He's swift.
Yeah, I seem to remember something like that. So that'll be fun to try and counter.
I think it will make the difference potentially. But it's the next scenario's got a bit of randomness.
Yeah, we're on to sentry rolls and that sort of thing.
Sentry rolls, and the good models can be moved by the evil side if they fail their courage.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep, we'll see what happens. All right, well, that's everything from us. We'll be interested to hear what you guys think of as the bravest companion, fool of a took. Do you think anyone earned it who didn't shouldn't have deserved it or anything like that. Comment below, that sort of thing. And please do like and subscribe. Let us know if you're enjoying this sort of thing, because we're planning to go through the entire quest of the Ringbearer campaign. And really hope you guys are going to enjoy it. So that's it from us, and we'll see you in the next one.